This week on It's Clear as Mud. I'm back in the studio with Charlie. This is the second part of the video on how to center and how to pull pottery for beginners. If you haven't seen my earlier videos, this ties in with how to use the pointer and how to be a production potter. So enjoy this, and I think what you'll find is that Charlie and I are going to bring you some good information, and he's made a lot of progress. This is a 1.5 hour lesson with him, and by the end of that time, the man is pulling cylinders. So stay tuned and join in. Does this seem to be helping at all?
Yeah, it does.
Good.
I mean, I've had trouble pulling up and it spreading out at the top, and this is really helping me get it moved in.
And you're not alone in that. That's what everybody. That's the trouble everybody has is pulling up and having it spread out at the top. And what happens there is it takes lesser force with that centrifugal force in order to make a change in that pot. So that, interestingly enough, is the same thing that you're using to your advantage when you pull it out and recenter it. When you pull it out and recenter it, it takes less pressure from you. I mean, you're struggling with this ball of clay in the center of the pot, but when you pull it out, you've got the wheel working for you and you have centrifugal force working for you, and so it's easier to center it on the second pull. Oh, that's always fun. Okay. So we're going to set the pointer this time and pull to the pointer. So I'm gonna give you a little pointer action here, and I'm not sure that the pointer's. Okay, so let's go back to what we learned. Let's push and pull. There you go. See how quickly that happened?
Yeah.
And cone up. You can even take it up another. You cone it up and take it up again. Are you centering faster than you were before with that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good. So now you just put your hand slightly over the top and push that towards your right knee. And see, it's automatically going down at center. And you can see the top of it's wanting to center better than the bottom of it, right?
Maybe it's because I don't have my hand down there enough.
Yeah. And you'll work that out. I mean, you do that enough.
Sort of like I've got pressure up here, but not down there.
Right. And so, and you see it's twisted down here. See the twisting in it? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that means that means is you're not pushing down fast enough too.
Okay.
You want me to show you what that looks like real quick?
Try it?
Yeah. There you go. Okay, so now you see
that works better.
Now you have a wobble in there, so let's accept the wobble and try for the recentering. Now remember, you're opening up with one hand on top of the other. You want to get, there you go. Because what happens is when you do it the other way, you're dragging the pot out of round. You're never giving the wheel the chance to center it. You're interfering with that left hand. Okay, now just pull that finger back towards you.
It's kind of dry.
Well, you're only opening, you're not really pulling. There you go. And recenter that. And do that with your sponge. There you go. It makes it nice and round. You don't get hard edges with your sponge. Mm-hmm. And you can also use your sponge to lubricate it right there. You can even take some moisture off your wheel head and move it off to there and use that to throw in, right? Okay.
Still a little lot around.
Yeah. Okay. So I tell you what, right where you are right now, pull it up about a quarter of an inch, just as you regularly would. Okay. Okay. Now stop. That's good. Now put your sponge on the top and push it back down again. Now that's like coning, very similar to coning, but you're coning on the outside. Now take a look at it. And it's pretty well centered, right?
Yeah.
So the next thing you're going to do once you have it like that is you're going to take your wooden rib, and it's always floating in your bucket. Mm-hmm. So you were looking for it, and you don't have to. That's and I put my sponge right down in front of me. There you go. And take your wooden rib and the square end of the wooden rib, go in and kind of flatten out, inside, Go in and
inside.
flatten out the inside of the pot. Now, I would like to see this way. I'd like to see the rib angle over here, because what I want you to do is also clean up the edge of that a little bit. Okay? Get that kind of that curve.
So you want a little slant on it here so it doesn't dig in?
And it doesn't chatter. That's exactly right. And you're not moving a lot of clay. Oh, you just flipped it back around again. We're going to put it that other way.
Oh, okay.
There you go. And you're just smoothing out the bottom. You're getting rid of that, the nipples and the waves in the bottom, and you're moving off to the edge, and you're squaring up that edge just a little bit. There you go. Perfect. Put that goes back in the bucket. And you take your sponge, which is down in the center there. Okay, so now we're gonna approach this slowly. We're going to remember what we're doing. We're pinching in with the left hand, and the right hand is taking the sponge all the way down the wheel head and pushing in. Our thumbs are joined together, and the sponge is pushing against the inner finger, okay? So all that happens automatically, right? So now push in with you start it by pushing in with the right hand, and a slight pinch. Now you go up and in, quickly. Good, excellent. Now you didn't go too fast, you didn't move too much stuff, but you certainly felt what it feels like.
Yeah.
So do it this time, and push in and pinch a little bit more, get a little bit more clay, and pull that up. But it's up and in, and you move relatively fast. Go, go, go. Good, excellent. Okay, so there's your second pull. Okay, let's try a third one.
Have to push in more down here because you got a lot more clay.
Right, and as you push in down there, you create a bit of a ring. Now, if you just take understand that ring is there. Just take your left hand with your pinching and go down. Now, see, you're underneath the clay. So now, when you're underneath the clay, now you can pull that up with your left hand. That's what pushing in at the top of the wheel head creates for you, is that ridge of clay. In and up. Up, 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 go, 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 go. See, and if you continue to move, the reason that happened is you're staying in one place.
Okay.
And so if as you come up and it gets thin, if you stay in that thin spot, it's going to get thinner.
It'll keep getting thinner and thinner.
And it makes it harder to keep moving up.
Right.
So we want to just cut that off, and we'll go with another one. So you want to move up as much as you can, as quickly as you can, without tearing it in two. And it's just all a matter of not staying in one place too long.
That's a concept I'm not used to, is moving faster.
Yes, yeah, and that's the difference between somebody who is struggling to throw and somebody who knows how to throw, is that eventually you move faster. And what creates that speed is getting better at doing it. And if you're starting out, or you're not practicing as much as you'd like to, getting better at doing it is necessary to be able to do it. It's kind of a self-defeating deal. So now you want to cone that down. You got a bit of a wonk in there. So go over the top of it and push it towards your right knee. And that could go faster too. There you go. Not necessarily the wheel, but you.
Foot off the accelerator over here.
Yeah, we've got a problem with that. That's because it wants to accelerate on its own. Okay, so why don't you cone it up again? Again, you're pushing and pulling, so you're pulling against your right hand fingers, and you're pushing against the heel of your hand. More speed. Okay, and push it over.
Still not quite round.
Yep. So let's open it up and recenter it. Let's not fight that, because the longer you fight that, the more you wear away the ball. So let's open it up and recenter it.
Oops! Almost got you.
Yeah. As long as it's not the camera. There you go. Way to remember. Your right hand on top of your left hand, and get down to where you want to go, and then just hook that finger in and pull it toward you. Now you have an opportunity to recenter that. And you remember, you can pull it up if you want to and push it back down, right? And get on top of it with your sponge and push it back down.
Still not round.
Yeah, it's okay.
Once more.
You can, yeah. It's like coning. You'll see people cone 2 or 3 times.
I think it's dry on the inside here. Now I'm out of level.
Well, that's what your sponge on the top will do. So push it down with your sponge on the top. No, less pinching on the end. There you go. Now a little pinching, and you can even that out. There you go. You're getting it.
So that's to get the up and down the unevenness now? Oh.
Yeah, so if you, let me borrow your sponge for a second. So if you're pinching, like so, and you're pushing, then the stuff has to go between your fingers and get evened out.
Okay.
So it's rigid. It's rigid. It's like with the quarter. You're going to a place and you're hanging. You're just you're there, and you. There you go.
keep it from moving your fingers around.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is a perfect opportunity for you to demonstrate to yourself the power of the sponge on the right hand. So that's quite wide. You're open quite wide. So just let's eliminate the left hand. Take it away entirely and push in with that right hand and move. You got them now. You got to move up. So you automatically realize I got to go up, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So now I'm going to take it down for you. Okay. So now let's do that again with the right hand, the left hand involved as well, and pinch in, pull up,
but not pinch very much.
Well, you want to push in down here at the bottom, and keep pushing until you get a place for your thumb. Now pinch in and pull up. So that was one, and honestly, it's not enough, right? And you don't want it to be that little. But the next time you do it, you'll do it more. You're getting comfortable with these concepts of letting the wheel do the work, of pushing in and pulling up and having it be conical shape instead of flared, of sliding your fingers over the clay and not pinching them together so much that you tear it in half. All these are concepts that you have to become aware of, and what makes those sink is success, is doing them and having them be successful. You just did a successful pull, so now you want to do another one. Okay, so you're a little straight up and down. If you were going in a little bit more, we know that when you're pushing in, the pot's going to go up more, right?
Okay.
And also you're going to have less centrifugal force. So yeah, so that's what your sponge does down there.
It's okay. Kind of out of round now.
That's okay. Just go ahead and go for it. Try and get it into round as you go up. If you go fast, then right now the top is out, but you really smoothed it out, right? Okay. So let's cut that off. And let's center another one. Okay, that makes a certain amount of sense, because that's absolutely correct. You're going to have to pinch harder with harder clay, and you have to make those adjustments to the clay density. So that's just adding one more thing that you have to do. So yeah, that's good information. If you're used to throwing with a certain consistency of clay.
Well, I've started this year throwing with softer clay. I used to use this, and I had more trouble. And so I've used softer clay, and it seems like I could get it to move better. So.
Well, these are the throwings that we've already done wedged in there. So this should be definitely softer clay.
Okay, so we want to center it up. So.
Yeah, push and pull. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, looks better from here too.
Looks like I should cone this up again.
Yeah. Yeah, good. I think that's a big improvement.
No, I don't have the sponge quite in the right spot.
Oh, you're fine. What you're doing with the sponge here is giving, you can squeeze the sponge with your thumb. If it starts to get dry, the thumb on your right hand, you can give it a squeeze and put a little moisture inside without having a ton of moisture, because you have a lot of water in there like that, you can't see how far you're going. So the water control is really important there, because you're trying to leave like 4 millimeters on the bottom of that or something. Much better. Yeah, we've been too hard of clay for you. That's good information. That's really good information. Recentering, very good, very good. Now go up, up, up. When you start,
It's dry here.
yeah, when you start pressing in there, make sure you get up with that right hand. Go up with that right hand. There you go, up and in. Very good, very good. Okay. Up. There you go. See how you got something to grab onto there. Good. Up and in. Very good. Very, very good. Now this is your third pull, so it's a rib pull now.
That one's wanting to go out a little bit.
Yeah, just don't let it go up. Good. Rib pull. Now you want to take your chamois and clean up your top. And that goes right back in the bucket, just like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now take your knife tool and go down and cut some of that. Yep, you want to clean your hands with your sponge. There you go. And that's, God, you're illustrating all this stuff so good for me. You're doing such a great job. Because this is exactly what I need people to understand to do. That's why I'm doing this. So now you want to take your knife tool.
My sponge here.
Oh, there you go.
I put it in the wrong spot.
And so that's the other reason why we have the spots for the tools, is so that you don't have to think about it. And you're going to have to think about it at first, because it's a foreign concept to have them all in the same place all the time. But how do you like that tool?
I like that much better.
Yeah, good for you. That's just a chopped off paring knife. There's a potter that I apprenticed under, who apprenticed under a very, very famous potter named Marguerite Wildenhain. Mm-hmm. And that's a Marguerite Wildenhain tool. So you just lobbed it off and rounded it over. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can do it some more. Take this off of there a little bit, and a little bit flatter thing. So you start up top and go down with it. A little bit more speed. There you go.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
There you are. Okay. Now you can work that like a pencil out here. Work that like a pencil. Hold it like a pencil. Mm-hmm. And take that off there. There you go. You don't have to even touch the pot. Now you want to put that back where it belongs. Great. And clean your hands with your sponge. Make sure they're good.
This water's getting really dirty over
Yeah,
here.
I'll get you some new stuff here after you've lifted this off. So you're going to lift this thing off. So you want to make sure you got a clean place to lift it off to over here. Okay. And now you want to take your wire tool and cut it off. Speed, there you go. Pushing that wire tool all the way down the wheel head. And that wire tool goes over the other knee there with the towel. There you go, so you always know where it is. Now it's a 6-finger hold, right? And you pop this side first. You want all the way down the wheel head with your fingers. Pop that side first and set it off to the side. There you go. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, and we're gonna smack that on there. Get it as centered as we can. So this one's for the money.
Now you got the pressure on me.
Pushing and pulling and coning up. Good job. Pushing it over. So now you're not afraid of that little wobble you got in there anymore, right? Now you know you can recenter that and pull that out of there. And the more you practice the coning, the more you're going to eliminate that wobble. It's going to eventually go away, and you're not going to have to deal with it anymore. But that's a matter of repetition. Okay, so now you're opening it up, and you're going to hook your finger in there and pull that.
You put your thumb down at the bottom.
You don't have to. No, you're just opening. And now you're going to pull it towards you. And then you're going to recenter with that over the top. Very good. Okay. Now you want to take your rib and go in with the and got it the other way around. There you go. That's good. And take that little nipple out of the bottom and just kind of clean up the floor of the pot. Now, that's not crucial that your floor of your pot is clean in this process, but you get a little, if you go all the way out to the edge, you can get rid of some of that swoop that's there, and that helps you pull it up. And also, it gets you in the habit of thinking about that now, because when you're all done with the pot and you look down there and you have stuff in the bottom of your pot, that's kind of a pain in the neck.
Clean up now.
Okay, so now you want to get set up. You want to think about this. You don't want to just attack it. You want to think about it. You're going to push in with your right hand. You're going to pinch with your left. And you're going to go in and up relatively quickly. Not necessarily fast with the wheel speed, but okay. So let's try that again. Let's push that down and recenter it. Push it down and recenter it. There you go. Okay. Now you didn't push with your right hand at all on that. So you're going to push with your right hand. Push in. Push in. Use the right hand right now. Just keep pushing with that right hand. There you go. Now go up and go relatively fast. Okay, so you want to go about twice that fast.
Okay. So my second pull, I only get this pull again.
You only get one more pull. That's right.
You're putting the pressure on.
I am putting the pressure on. And you got a long ways to go. You're still quite wide, right? Okay. Now get those hands married together, and go in and up. Whoa, that was good.
That worked a little better.
Very good. Now you get a rib pull. That was great. Way to go. How did that feel?
It felt good. I felt like it was just moving right along.
So that's my bicycle analogy. You know, you're on a bike and you feel that thing on the bike. You feel that balance for the first time. You go, whoa, that's incredible. Keep going, go up, go. See, you're slowing down. Go in with that right hand. Now, this is a classic example of what happens when you push out from the inside. And so you can shape later on. You can do all the shaping you want to later on, but you got to get that cylinder up there first.
You're gonna tell me not to do this.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. No, stop. You cannot do that. That is no.
Can I straighten it out again?
No. You have to stop. You get to. Everything here is about measuring. It's all about having the dumb end of the stick, the dumb end of the tape. The dumb end of the tape is the thing that hooks over the edge of the board. And if you don't have that thing that hooks over the edge of the board, the tape measure doesn't work. And so you're measuring everything that you're doing. You're measuring your balls, you're measuring the height, you're measuring, and at the end of the day, you look at it and you get to measure your progress. And that's the reward for you in this, is that without that reward, a lot of people, if they can't see that, they quit. And I want you to be able to see that at the end of the day, you're going to have great looking cylinders, or much better looking cylinders than you had when you started. So sponge first, there you go. And you can see the importance of getting that stuff off of your hand.
Yep.
I'm not making this stuff up.
I got my towel a little wet here, so.
And that's okay. You got plenty of room on that towel to keep going. Okay, you want to cut it off first. There you go.
They're thin on the bottom on all these. I'm pushing down too far.
Yep. And you will even that out. Okay, now it's a 6-part hold.
I have trouble getting this.
It's like this. There you go. And there you go. You pick up the back of it and set it off to the side. Very good. Want to put your rib back in your bucket?
Yep.
Here you are. And here's a ball of clay. Let's do her again. We'll call this the money shot now.
The last one didn't quite make it to the money.
No. The last one was good. I'm just going to keep putting the pressure on here. Okay, so push and pull. There you go. Do one more. Okay, good. See how much faster you're doing that now than you were when we first started? I mean, a little over the top and push it towards your right knee. And the wheel just takes it right down. Very good. Very good. The other thing you're doing is you're shifting from one phase to the next phase without even thinking about it. You're and this is only like your 5th cylinder, right? So you're making enormous progress. Way to leave the bottom a little thicker. Good-o. Recenter.
Still not quite centered.
Yeah, pull it up a little bit and push it back down. There you go. Now push it. Put your sponge on top. Push it back down again. Just like coning,
There,
you're moving the clay up and down and giving it a chance to align.
It's all better now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is just for, if it was just for the recentering, this is probably worth the modest price of admission.
It was a really expensive course. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to eat dinner tonight, though.
Sorry about that. Okay, so now we want to do the rib in the center and clean up that bottom.
See, I forgot.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm here. And that's why I did so many, good way, you got your rib the right way. I got so many repetitions of this on the video so that you can sit there. Even the first video, if you look at the first video where I'm doing a talk over, you can look at that first video and I throw 2 cylinders and I do it exactly how it's supposed to, kind of exactly how it's, you can see that and visualize it.
This with the rib has really helped because I have had trouble with bowls or cylinders of having a lump in the middle. And,
right.
And this has really made a difference with that, so.
Okay, now you just think about this, get all set up and think about it. You don't have to just do it. You just kind of think about it. You're going to push in off the wheel head in with that and then go up, 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 go, 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 up, 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 up. Brilliant. Brilliant. Now, this next one, you're going to push all that clay in there. This big swoopy thing, you're going to push all that in towards the center. Okay? Don't start pulling until all that clay's in. Get your thumb underneath it. Now go up, 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 up. You're doing fine. Slow down your speed a little bit. Brilliant! Look at that sucker! Yay! Oh my gosh, that's fabulous.
That's only 1 pound of clay.
That's 1 pound of clay.
I've never gotten that 1 pound of clay that high.
See, now pretty soon what we do is we put the pointer. We're going to put the pointer on this one. So now you get a rib pull, and I want you to be gentle with that. I don't want to. You're up pretty high, right?
Yeah.
You can take your rib. I'll show you a little trick. I do it in my.
A little bit of water.
I do it in my videos. You can take your rib, and you can go up like this and run the water down your fingers. And now you got water inside and outside. You got just the right amount of water. Just with the pull of the rib, it'll save you some motion. Okay, now you're probably going to twist that sucker off. It's probably going to happen, but don't get. Okay, stop. You want to stop? Okay, now you clean up the bottom with your knife and let's pick that sucker off of there. That was brilliant. You made enormous. Now it's not the best looking cylinder, but you made enormous progress with that one.
Yeah, it's really thin in the middle.
Yeah, but I mean, you want to practice what it is that you want to have happen. You don't want to practice what you've been doing or what's been giving you grief. And that was fabulous. Okay, well, you finally made it to the end of the video. Thank you and congratulations. I think Charlie was a sport here, and I really appreciate him stepping up and being my guinea pig on this and showing us the areas where he's been having some problem. I think videoing a lesson is an interesting concept, and I'm hoping that you found it helpful. It's important that you go back and look at the earlier lessons. Especially 1 and 2, where you're going to figure out exactly what this program is about and exactly what I'm asking you to do. The full program is about getting clay off the wheel, doing it consistently, and throwing to a pointer so that you can make creations over and over again that are important in production pottery, but also important to beginners. So hopefully this was helpful. If I earned your subscription, please subscribe and like. Please leave comments. Comments are very welcome. I hope to improve and get better, and maybe your comments will help me. The next video will take you through throwing different shapes from this basic video and making a number of different products, adding handles to them, and building an extruder to get some products out there and maybe attempt to sell them in a production potter style. So here's Mud in Your Eye. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.